Hey everybody, my name is Bonnie Shalette, and today we're going to be talking about Cami and how to use it in your classroom. You can access this presentation at any time at bit.ly/ebrcami. I'll put it in the description of this YouTube if you're having trouble with it. It's bit.ly/ebrcami, all lowercase, and you can put that in any browser and access these slides. If you need to reach me for anything, I am a technology facilitator. You can reach me at my email at bshalette@ebrschools.org. You can find me on Twitter all the time at Bonnie Shalette, and my website is bit.ly/bshalette. I have all the badges, including some Cami badges, which we can talk about at the end of this. If you're interested in getting certified in Cami, there's 2 levels. So if you're wondering what is Cami, Cami allows you to take any existing document. I know we talk a lot about PDFs, but it lets you take any existing document, including scanned PDFs, even scanned PDFs that are just like images that you upload. It'll scan that and make that text available to you. You can write, you can draw, you can type, you can annotate. Anything you need to do to the document, you can do all within your browser, and so can your students. It's linked to Google Classroom. You can share stuff into Canvas. If you need to do it, Cami can help you do it. It's really intuitive. They're constantly doing updates, and it really supports your students engaging with the text in an engaging classroom environment. So if it is like your digital pen paper. Students can collaborate real time. You can share with them real time. You can pick how you want that done. They've got lots of full array of Cami tools, and you can choose which ones the students have access to as well. If you don't want them to have a dictionary or something like that, you can turn that off for them. You can, like I said, give them assignments, grade it in app, present a document on screen like a digital whiteboard in your class, or share a document with lots of groups. So this works for everybody. Like me, I use it a lot to share stuff, share with people. Like if I need something edited on a PDF, I can offer really personalized learning. And if I share my document live, if somebody has a question, I can insert explanations for that. There are lots of tools for special education, inclusivity, and accommodations. For teachers, you really have that real-time collaboration option, and it does integrate with Google, Canvas, and Schoology, which we don't have Schoology in my district, but we do have it. We have access to the other ones. You also really eliminate time, extra time. I know we don't have enough time, and like you don't have to print. So your printer's not working, if you don't have ink, anything like that, no fear. Cami can help you with that. And your students are going to have access to those kind of UDL, universal design, friendly tools, like accommodations. It really supports them interacting with the text, which is the skill we want for those standardized testing coming up later. It does make digital text interactive, and it is one tool to rule them all. It is all of your classes, not just ELA, social studies, science, anything any subject you can use. And it even works offline. They do have a, and you can convert scanned PDFs into interactive documents. So the free account, you have like select, underline, draw, highlight, text comment, all available to you. This is the free version though, which is great. But EBR purchased the teacher plan because so many of our teachers were using the free version. And it was a good investment because we get that dictionary equation, text to speech, which is huge. video comments, that integration that is so helpful, images, voice comments, screen capture, and one of my favorites, split and merge. Sometimes we get huge documents that don't really benefit us. So where do you start? You start at launching you can go straight on your browser. I kind of prefer the Chrome extension. I like Chrome extensions a lot though. So, if that's not what you're interested in. Also on this slide deck, I have a link to the Cami Handbook and a playlist of really helpful YouTube videos. The Cami does produce some really great resources. So don't think you just have to listen to this. If you want to reach out and look at what Cami has to offer, and we're going to step into walking through all of these features. But if you need a quick reference, this will explain it. All right. So let's go ahead and dive straight into Cami. Like I said, I prefer the extension, or you can type in the web.camiapp.com. So I'm going to go click this extension. You can see how fast that is. Bam. I've got some options here. OCR is if your PDF is like scanned like an image. You can run OCR on it and it'll make that text like where you can highlight and everything. And you could read aloud. Split and merge is for those bigger documents where, say, the Louisiana State Curriculum is a very large PDF. It might not really help you in your classroom. Using split and merge, you can take those documents out. You can make them Google documents. You can take those graphic organizers and convert them to something you can use in your class using split and merge. You're not like printing it all out and making copies. I've got options on how I can open these documents. I can open them straight from Google Drive. If you're a Microsoft person, you're using OneDrive, have that option. I can open it straight from my computer if you have something you downloaded. I can create a Google Classroom assignment from this home page. So if I already got it done, I already know what I need to share out. I can create this from the home page. It's going to look just like what an assignment in my Google Classroom would look like. I'm going to have all those same options. I type in, and look, I can even select, now Google has that option to schedule assignments to multiple classes at once. I can select what features they could use, and I'll review that later. But if I don't want them to be able to have a dictionary or even make comments, I can turn all those things off. And it will, if you choose, it'll send Cami instructions to students every time. So they can't say they don't know how. Later in the school year, once they got it, you might not want to do that. And you can even add links for mobile devices if you have students that are at home, using it on a tablet or anything like that. And I can even start a new blank page. So if I want to start from scratch, I have that option as well. You're going to notice up here, you have another way to open the file. Love programs that have multiple ways to do stuff. Supports everybody. And I also have this is where I have those options to split and merge, OCR, and create an assignment. And I'm going to see my account up here. EBR teachers, like I said, have this education license. If you don't have this right here, let me know. I can fix it. And it does have a light mode and a dark mode. When you pulled it up the first time, you might have seen the light mode. Slowly becoming a dark mode person. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open something from Google Drive. I can see I can type in PDF or just click PDF right here. I want to start with a PDF to kind of show you how we can dive into it. I often use the Cami Handbook just so we can review the features while we're looking at this. So it's going to pull up for me. Like I said, I like to use this one because we're reviewing Cami while we're doing that. Let's go through all these features right here. You notice all these features. If you can't see the list right here, you can toggle over, and then toggle through the descriptions right here. So if you can't see that, make sure you pop that out. And you do have even an option to move it over here. If you're a left-hand person or a right-side person, you get to pick. So I'm going to start with that basic select option. This is where I can highlight, double click, and just a word. If I need to click on a link, I would use this. The hand tool is very similar, but if I have, it's going to grab and let me scroll. If I have an image, it's what I'm going to use to grab it. And then if I only want to select annotations, I have that option as well. If I'm trying to just select highlights or stuff and not the text, I have that option right here. The dictionary, so simple. Dictionary, click on a word. I'm going to have all that right here. It's just any word. Now it's just in English, which is, unfortunate, but Cami is a New Zealand company, so that's where it's going to start, but hopefully they'll release that later. Text to speech. For those students who need read aloud, or any students, or if you're displaying this in your classroom, you might want to use text to speech to read your whole class at once. I know I've seen my elementary teachers do that. And it has lots of options to really customize this for your students. They can review it. They could put it on a loop. They could put just read this page. They've got stop. And then they've got different accents. This is not translating it live, but I know some of our ESL students feel better when they hear English in maybe the accent they're hearing from home. Like I said, this is not a live translate, but it will read in an accent that students might be familiar with. You also can change the speed. Some students need it slower, faster, and these settings are sticky. So whenever they return, every time they return, they're going to get those same settings. Just really helpful. Now, we always want our students really interacting with the text, being able to mark it up, highlight it, and so often we're having to print it out. You don't have to do that anymore. This allows them to mark up the text. I have a text highlighter. So I can highlight really simply, make those straight lines. And I can even choose different colors. So if I want to have different features highlighted, the text, I have definitions, and even have all these colors. I do not, I don't know any students that need 100 colors to highlight, but so be it. I do have a freehand highlighter. If I want to highlight something, I don't need straight lines. I have a box highlighter where I can do these big boxes, maybe an image, maybe just, like I said, a bunch of lines at once. I can do a big box highlighter. I can strike through a word. So if you're having students proofread something for each other, maybe they're making suggestions, or they're taking out, if they're proofreading their own work, can strike out, or they can underline important words. And they have all these options right here. I've got lots of ways to comment, and that's what we're rolling into next. Lots of ways to comment on text. So lots of ways to give my students feedback. The first one I'm going to show you is text comment. So you can click on a whole paragraph or maybe just a word. Maybe I want to talk about word choice. I also have that voice typing option. And when I'm done, I just throw it away. Like I said, so if you want to highlight a whole paragraph, see, I'm not doing my select right. So I want to highlight this paragraph right here. I want to put a comment, just a text comment. I just click. There's my text comment. Now, taking that up a notch, I can make voice comments. And like I said, I know elementary teachers are using this for getting students to read aloud, or maybe some teachers reading the instructions verbally. If that would help the students. I know students like to hear your own voice. When I'm done, I hit stop and it's saved right there. and my students can play it back and whenever they are multiple times, whatever they need. Video comments are really cool. Your students can use this. I have my settings funny, so it's I gotta change that. But the wrong camera. But picture in picture right here is we're gonna record me. I can demonstrate, or do you have students like do a skit of what they're talking about? Arrows, anything like that I had done, it's gonna be right here. And something really cool, you could use this for a lot of things, but specifically screen capture. So I can show my students a window how to do something, and it's going to record that right there. Let my students play it back at their own pace. You have this option too for different buttons. So if you want to have like a procedure for that with your class students, like say I want, maybe I'm going to put this slide deck. It's making that screen recording for me. I hit stop. It's saved right there. So anything I do, if I want to explain math or, hey, I know I told you this already, you can embed that right here. You can't import any video yet. So you can't like add a video, but you can add a link. So those are all of your options to give students feedback. And if you have any questions, go ahead and pop it in the chat. Love to answer your questions. The rest of these features maybe, are helpful. Text box, especially when you are getting students to edit a PDF. So then they could just put text boxes over your blanks and answer it. I mean, you can put anything in a text box you want to need. If you're starting from scratch, I have those equation options for my math people or my music people. I need to click, and then it'll add those in for me. I know that's been a struggle for a long time for math teachers, so there is a solution. I have size options, color options, and I can even add it to my annotation bank, which is a new feature. I can have a bank of things I commonly say. So if I want to just have, I generally tell kids to check their punctuation. I can save that in my annotation bank and refer back to that often. Drawing is what it sounds like. You can just freehand draw. Shapes, you don't have a million options, which is good and bad. But if I've got like a good idea, I want a circle, or if I'm using with math students, you can see right here when you make the triangle, it tells you your angles, but they'll disappear. Then I have different lines, my million options, and even line thickness. And then, hey, I want to erase all these annotations. I can just click annotations once this is selected and just do like that, and it's going to erase everything. Some little buttons here. Or you can erase drawings, any kind of drawings and shape you've added. I can add media. The most often add media is this way. Just do a Google search. So I can select here. This isn't the Cami app, so what's that? But you can see here, I do it that way. But I can crop it, rotate it, anything like that. Add it to my annotation bank, or I can upload things directly from my drive. If I even need to add a YouTube video, I can add media. And they have the cutest little stickers for you to give feedback to your students. So if you want to say good effort, if you want to say Math Wizard, all on there. Click of a button. And then within your domain, the signature isn't an option outside of your domain, but you can upload an image, draw a signature, or even draw a signature on your phone where it will send a link to there. People can take their phone, sign it. It'll add it into this login. So it's a really cool feature. Like I said, they haven't expanded that to the world yet. All right, sharing. It's no point if you're making this awesome document if you can't share it out. Just like Google, I can copy my link, share it, and then I have those permissions. I can restrict it to only specific people. I can share it to anyone with the link with the options of viewer, editor, and create an individual copy, which I think is a really great feature. I need Google to add that to their permissions because, now we all have to change that little last word to copy. And you can even decide whether people can print it out. If it's something you don't want people printing out or sharing on their own, you can choose that as well. Something that is constantly changing, a live document, you might want to tell people, don't download it and print it right now. Here's my print option, though, in the case you want to print it. Here's my save. Mine is on autosave, but if you need to download it, export it, anything like that, if you want to move it, you can go in that save button. A lot of students don't know what this floppy disk is, so you have to sometimes explain that. If I want to download it, I can download it no annotations, with annotations, or only annotations, which is pretty cool. And then I can export it to my computer, my Google Drive, or my OneDrive. I can't pick multiple places yet. Definitely want to the default is to name it Cami Export and then the name. That's up to you if you want to change that. When it asks to flatten annotations, that means it's going to share the annotations, but they're going to be embedded in the document. So the students won't be able to go in, or whoever you share with, it's a part of the document. So it's permanent. And then I can even select what I want to share. Like I want to share one page. I have a great help button, and then it has examples of all the groups I can join to help. They have a great support system. And then I've got this long menu. So I have even more options with Cami. I can split and merge. So I can take this document, and you can do this from the first screen as well. But I can split it into different files and export it to different files. I can add more pages. So if I want to add more, like if I've got a separate document, see up here, I have merge mode. I've got a separate document right there, or split mode. Just super cool way to, like I said, our curriculum is 100 pages. You might not want that. So go into that. Make sure you take your time, play around with it, and get these documents like you want it. All right, so I'm going to X that out. I've got OCR. We talked about that. This document already has OCR, but you would want to do that on a document that was just an image. You can do different views. You can create assignments from here. We talked about that. We looked at it. This is just that running that OCR. I can jump to different page, restore all annotations, or delete all of them at once. So I want to clear my document out. I can do that. Or I can go back and like, oh, huge mistake. And now it will restore all of them, everything you've ever done. So, and then you've got all those options. So I can rotate it, present it, or hide all my comments. So basically all the features you have. Definitely check it out. Like I said, I have it on dark mode. Light mode is an option. If anybody has any questions, you can drop them in the chat. But I think I'll go ahead and end it. Let me know if you need anything. Reach out to me at bchalette@ebrschools.org. Always, always, always. And I'll help you catch up on this. So thanks for tuning in. I will talk to you soon. Bye.